Well, hello again, Golden Eagles. I'm Jim Call, Chief Communication Officer here at the University of Southern Mississippi. And welcome to another edition of Southern Miss Stories. You know, when we talk to current students, inevitably they tell us one of the reasons they chose the University of Southern Mississippi is because of the warmth and hospitality of this university. Now that comes from our physical environments and the beauty of our campus, but more importantly, it comes from the faculty and staff that demonstrate on a daily basis that they truly care about Southern Miss students in and out of the classroom. And so today we're going to talk to one of those people, Ms. Gloria Peterson. Now Ms. Gloria's worked on campus for 26 years and she truly has a special relationship with Southern Miss students. So we're going to talk to Ms. Gloria about how that relationship came to be, the joy she brings to students at Southern Miss, and learn a little bit more about her. I hope you enjoyed today's Southern Miss story. Well, Ms. Gloria, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. We're so pleased to be here with you.
Thank you for having me.
And so I've got a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
And I've got a lot I want to learn about you today. But first, before we do that, I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for the work that you do and for the impact that you make on Southern Miss students. When we, as marketing people and public relations people, talk to students about why they come to Southern Miss, one of the top reasons they give us is because it's a warm and hospitable environment. And it's people like yourself that really exemplify that. So I want to thank you for that, for your work.
I enjoy it. I like children.
So you said 26 years.
26 years, yes,
You've
sir.
been at Southern Miss. Tell me how you came to Southern Miss and tell me about some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis.
Well, 26 years ago, I was living in a trailer, and Mr. Alfred Cook, he was over the Commons at the time. He knocked on my door and he said, "Miss Gloria, you still want to work at Southern?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Be there in the morning at 6 o'clock. So I was here in that morning at 6 o'clock. It was the Common at the time. And I rode a motorbike here every morning, motorcycle every morning, on the back of a friend of mine to be here every morning at 6 o'clock. And on a day-to-day basis, first I started cooking at Elam Arm. I cooked there for 15 years, breakfast and lunch. I didn't get to meet a lot of students back there in the kitchen. But when Airmark took over and they put us over here, I got on the front line. And I just love it. I love children. I like people.
So tell me about some of those interactions.
Well, I tell them about my past. I tell them I wasn't always like this, because I have a past like a lot of people do. And I joined the church when I was about 45 years old, and that changed me. And like I tell them, if y'all knew me before I joined the church, you might not have liked me so much. Because I had an attitude. And the attitude was, I'm me, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But as I joined the church and got to know the Lord, things changed. It ain't about me. And there's something you can do about it. You can change. Your heart can grow softer. You know what I'm saying? You can love people in a way that you never thought you could.
So over the years, you've interacted with a lot of students. Have there been any changes in the students that have come?
Yes, I've had a lot of kids to come to me and say, "Miss Gloria, I've joined the church because of you. Miss Gloria, I've changed my attitude because of you. Miss Gloria, if it weren't for you, I don't think I'd even stayed in school." Because, you know, it's hard. It's not easy leaving home. It's not easy leaving an environment and sleeping with somebody in a room with somebody that you never met, that you don't know nothing about. It's hard to do that kind of things. And it takes people that you come into contact with every day to understand that. It takes people, like I tell those workers out there, we're all grown, we all got grandkids, we all got children. And if you can't smile for these children, how can you smile for your own children? If you can't be happy and show these children the way, how can you show your own child the way? And when my daughter went off to school in Missouri, I cried. Because, you know, I wasn't there. I don't know how them people going to treat her in the cafeteria. I don't know what her roommate's going to be like. I don't even know where you're going to live. You know what I'm saying? I said, Lord, just let somebody be there that will keep a smile on her face every day. And I love smiling with these children. I love talking with these children. Because, you know, it's just a joy. So when they come up in the morning and say, "Miss Gloria, you make my morning." I said, "Y'all just don't know. Y'all make my mornings too. If it weren't for y'all, I don't know if I could even stay here. Like, I want to retire. I had planned to retire 2 years ago. And I couldn't. God said, "Nope, 2 more years." So this year I said, "Lord, whatever you want me to do, however long you want me to stay out there, I'll stay." I've helped raise 2 grandkids. My first grandkid, he's 27. He graduated from Pearl River Junior College. And my middle grandson, I've been had him ever since he was 12 months old. I raised him all the way up. He graduated from this school last May. And now I'm raising my great nephew. I've been had him ever since he was 6 months old. He turned 4 today. And with God's will, I'm going to raise him till he graduates school. Because I plan on living till I'm 199.
So what is your hope for Southern Miss students?
That they all get a good education. Use what they got. Use what they're getting. Don't come out here to play. This is not a playground. Because by the time you reach my age, but even before you reach my age, you're going to need every bit of this education. It's not going to be easy for you to get into a job like it was for me without an education. It's not going to be easy for you to get credit like it was for me without an education. You can't even babysit without an education. They're going to need this. And for the children I hear you say, go for the goal. Don't let nothing stop you. And I mean nothing. Because if you want it, you can have it.
So what is it like to see students, how they respond to you in their interactions and the love that they have for you?
I didn't know that they loved me so much until that day. Because I had workers tell me, oh, them children don't care nothing about you, Miss Glory. They just letting and talking with you, just be making you fat and making you silly. Are you up silly? I'm going silly. I'm going to stay silly. Because what my granddaddy, you so silly. And don't you just love it, though? Because if I was hard, you wouldn't like that either. But I didn't know they loved me so much. I didn't know. And it just makes me feel like I'm flying. And I know I'm not flying. And, you know, I know I'm not made of gold, but it makes me feel like I got everything I want. But all this love out here, what more can you ask for? Children I don't know. Children, I've never met children from everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was just like when we went to Ring of Stars. The people up there was like, we've been knowing each other for years. We was hugging and kissing, laughing and talking. And half of them, I couldn't even pronounce their name. It's a love I never thought I would feel.
So tell me about the homecoming parade
It
and
was
that day.
awesome. The lady, Becky, that helped me, that drove, she held my hand the whole time. She helped me throw the beads, the flowers, and when I come out on the streets and they was hollering, Miss Gloria.
Hey, love, how y'all percolate? Thank you.
Oh, God. It was just awesome. It was just awesome. If I never feel anything else, I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget what them children did for me that day. I'll never forget how they brightened my life, how they put me somewhere I've never been. I'll never forget it. And I'm very grateful to them.
So one of the things you're known for is when you ask students
How you percolate.
So when did you start asking them that? And
I was working at Elam, and it was a very low point in my life. And I went to my pastor and I told him about it. He said, Gene, God gonna give you something. He said, it's gonna be a little silly something, but it's gonna be something. And I woke up one morning, I come out here, and out my mouth came, how you percolate. And when I said it to the first student, you ought to saw the smile on that child's face. And it just warmed my heart. And that's how I got the word, how you percolate. God gave it to me. And they look at me and go, what do you mean God gave you that? Because you think I could think something like percolate, how you percolate? You think I got that much sense? And they asked me all the time, I said, well, when I was growing up, my grandmother had a coffee pot. Do you remember that? Had a little glass top on top, and every time that coffee would go, it would percolate.
Yep.
It would percolate. I said, that's where the word really comes from. It's a coffee pot, percolate. I said, but God gave it to me so that y'all would smile. And when I started using percolate, doors opened up. Raises started coming. I got in positions. I made E4. And I don't even know what E4 stands for, but Airmark give you positions and raises. With Airmark, you can go all the way. I can tell you that when you work for Airmark, you can go all the way. And I got an E4. I got my D.
well, I got to ask you then, after 26 years, how you percolate?
I percolate just fine.
Wonderful.
And I said I wasn't gonna cry. I said I wasn't gonna cry. But to talk about what somebody do for you, and you really, I didn't do nothing. I just said what God told me to say, how you percolate. And saying it's Friday, that would just come out. And on hump day, that just come out. I don't even know where they come from. I promise you, I don't even know where they come from. And I just started saying it. And the kids just started loving it. And if it makes them happy, I say it till God call me home. I always say, how you percolate? It's hump day, and it's Friday. Till God called me home, it's going to make them happy. I love it.
Well, you certainly are a blessing to them.
They're a blessing to me.
And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. It's been such a pleasure, and I enjoy getting to know you a little better. And I hope to get to know you even better in the future.
Too. I enjoyed every minute of it, and thank you for having me.
And
I appreciate it.
I always like to conclude these interviews by saying Southern Miss.
To the top.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gloria.
You're welcome, baby. Thank you.